see in there that she purchased 8 1911s. We have recovered 3, so there's 5 outstanding. In her transactions, she's never received any large, substantial, like bank transactions that would indicate that she's been selling them, and she's always been caught with the 3 that have been found. So I assume she has control of those 5, right? Now, she doesn't own any private properties. She owns like 9 cars and the Little Soul apartments, and she knew that was coming. And I knew that she knew it was coming. So I basically was like, we did a raid on most of her stuff. And then I called her up and I was like, hey, this is Marshall Barrett. We have a signed search warrant for your properties. I didn't lock down any of her things or anything like that. I was like, hey, I'd like to get access to your Little Soul apartment. If you want to meet up with a lawyer, I'll show him the search warrant and we can coordinate a time to go through your apartment and everything like that. And they were like, okay. So effectively, I knew I wasn't going to get anything. And it essentially gave her an opportunity to get her stuff out because she already knew it was coming, right? And she might have already had it gone anyway. So we search everything. We search every single car. We search her Little Soul apartment. And while I'm talking to her, with her lawyer present, I was like, do you mind if I search you too? And I'll just document your belongings and with your lawyer present. So that way we can just 100% verify everything is clear out and I can clear out this case. She talks with a lawyer and she's like, yeah, sure. Because she didn't have anything on her. So I document literally everything she has, including her keychain. She has 2 keys on her, but she doesn't own any private properties.
Nice. Okay.
So now I've documented every single that she literally has no guns anywhere in any of her properties. She is reset to 0, but she has those keys. So she's been getting into, since that time, she has been getting into shootouts constantly. Now I have documented cases where she is getting involved in shootings where she's fighting alongside the same like 7 people over and over again. And one of the people is married to somebody who has 3 houses in Polito that are right next to each other. 3 residential houses, literally side by side. Who needs 3 residential houses personally owned that are right next to each other?
Who
right?
is that?
It's actually a county clerk.
What?
Yeah. Let's see. What's her name? I can't pronounce the Eve Summers.
Eve Summers? That?
Yeah. If
He
you
works here.
Does she? She's in the limit. She comes in the limit list as Eve DiCenzo Summers, but she's in the MDT as just Eve Summers. But DiCenzo is one of the people that's constantly caught up in shootouts. But you see, she owns 3 properties that are literally right next to each other. I mean, they're not like literally neighboring, but they're on the same block, like on the same street. Why does somebody need 3 houses on the same exact street? So what I'm waiting for is the person I rated, Elle Queenie. I know she has 5 outstanding 1911s registered in her name that are traceable back to her. If she gets caught with one of those 1911s, if I can find out where those keys belong, I can raid those properties. I can articulate the necessity to raid those properties that she has keys for. I don't know if that's the one she has keys to. I suspect it is, because that's the only thing I can think of, of anyone that's affiliated with them. It's just trying to find a way to connect those keys to those properties. So the best way I could think of was trying to find a way to search and document Eve's keys. And if she has keys that match the keys that are in the possession of Elle Queenie that I documented, then Elle gets caught with one of her 1911s again, then we can articulate which properties that she has keys for and raid those properties as well to see if she's stashing those guns in those houses. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
It's the long game. So she got caught in a shooting yesterday, 2 days ago. But the report is so long. There's literally like 8 people caught in this, like processed in this incident report. And so the evidence is too long. I can't find documentation of her belongings. It might just be the evidence is just too damn long for it
So
to show up.
who's this group that's just been like getting caught with it?
I don't know. I don't know who they belong to. I just call them the Italians because they all have Italian names.
What's her name again? Ellie, was it?
L Queenie, 2739.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah, she constantly gets in shootouts and is caught alongside people like that all have like Italian names.
Oh yeah, DiCenzo.
Yeah, you see the DiCenzo. DiCenzo's almost always in one of these. Salerno's one that's caught up all the time. LaFleur. Like I started creating a spreadsheet of like when they're all documented, like when they're all caught with each other in shootings and stuff. But I don't know, like I don't know. None of them have gang tags. So I don't know if they're like openly affiliated with some particular group or anything.
There's a tag attached to the latest report, Cyprus gang. That's on 9003.
Yeah, but that I don't know if that's because there's a lot of people involved in this one. You know, I don't know if that's one side. Like, was it this group, the Italians versus Cyprus, or are the Italian Cyprus? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people involved in this shooting that were arrested.
Yeah, I got an idea.
And
Yeah,
so I don't know if it was like a fight between people or what.
If this is the right number still. You're not picking up, but I know there was
so
a.
Eve is just the first one I found. There might be somebody else. I just have to dig through reports. I've only just started like compiling all these reports to connect them all together. But I mean, it might not be Eve. She could be innocent. So that's why I was like, I can't articulate PC to search Eve to check her keys and everything like that. But I want to see if there's anybody else whose keys they are. It's just that one popped up as a little bit strange that she's got the same last name as the DiCenzos, and she has 3 properties on the same street. You know, that's usually a key indicator that something's up. When you own multiple residential properties on the same street,
Mm-hmm.
and you're related to criminals, yeah, that's usually there's your clean person.
Yeah, I don't really know where you need 3 properties. Though Eve's always, as far as I'm aware, has always been a bit of a businesswoman, so they might be used for businesses and stuff like that.
Well, that's what commercial properties are for, right?
You're definitely right, 100%. Whether or not she purchased those before commercial properties were available and things like that, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. I just like I said, I don't have enough PC to progress it further.
No, I agree. You gotta pull at those strings, right, Craig? Gotta pull the strings.
Exactly. This is just my suspicion based on my experiences as a police officer. But I gotta keep digging. I gotta find more.
I'm gonna call Ventura really quick about this murder thing.
Uh-oh.
Hey Ventura, it's Richard Dog here. How are you?
How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. You busy?
I can. What the fuck? Just. No. No, what's up?
You okay? Yeah, everything all right?
Yeah. I lost the GTB. I can't explain. I can't explain what just happened.
Oh, was that my fault?
What's going
I'm
on?
sorry.
No, what's going on?
I'm calling about a the unfortunate passing of Officer Blackwell.
Yes.
Were you present during that whole incident?
So I was present. So in the entirety of the incident, from start to finish, I was probably present for the tail 15% of it. Um, it was a whole scene that started at Senior Buns at some point with a cop being held up, chase,
Mm-hmm.
and then ended in the barrio with a
Jesus,
hostage
seems
situation. I came on duty and arrived there when the hostage situation was already ongoing.
Okay.
Um, and I was present from, I guess, halfway through the hostage situation till the shots started ringing out.
Okay. So you were present
And
during like processing and everything?
I handled the majority of the processing of the individuals that were brought into custody.
Okay. Could you answer me? How come the individuals involved weren't charged with accomplice to murder?
So we had a extensive. Sorry, I'm dealing with something. Um, we had an extensive talk with Chief Moss and everyone else who was there, and we decided that given the fact that we had 4 specific casings that we're focusing on based off ballistics and comparing evidence that was found on scene based off where Blackwell's blood was found and projectiles found near her body, we decided to focus on 4 specific projectiles from guns rather than blanket charging everyone and sort of, in our opinion, it would look worse in court and look like we weren't really focusing on the evidence and more so just processing everyone accomplice because we could. It was a big convo with Chief Moss. She has, I guess, more of info on it. They handled the ballistics testing down at MRPD. Whilst we handled BCSO, we had the 95s that were taking care of them up north and waiting for, I guess, insight.
Right. Okay. So the ballistics was used to find out who killed Blackwell,
The
right?
ballistics was used to find specific projectiles. Sorry, we're south on Mirror Park Boulevard. We were used to find the specific projectiles that were around where her body was, or where her blood was found. So the specific projectiles that are we to believe that we can prove had direct relation to her death. And we found 4 different sets of projectiles for that. One of which came back to one of the people we had in custody, 3 of which we didn't. We also took into account the fact that this entire incident and unfortunate circumstance was a was obviously extremely unfortunate, though it was extremely heat of the moment. I guess comparatively, if we're comparing it to past instances of like set ambushes or jobs gone wrong where people shoot cops trying to get away, this was like a massive clusterfuck involving 15 or so Vagos, 20 officers on scene. We just use our best judgment. It's probably best to not push accomplice on everyone and instead focus on the 4 specific projectiles we found and work to prosecute those.
Okay. So you and the BCSO were handling the 95s, but you were given direction by whom for the
So
charges?
LSPD handled evidence collection down on
Okay.
scene. BCSO, me and another BCSO deputy took all 7, 7 of the 95s up to BCSO. We processed all their guns and possessions for that this specific incident. So ran guns and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, got all the charges that they would be charged with for today for that day, all sorted. And then we waited to hear back from LSPD for the ballistics for specific casings, and we had a conversation, I guess both of us, on what we think should be pushed, what we think we'd have the best chance in court with, and we determined on that.
And that was you and Moss.
Me, Moss, Vic Hanna was a part of the convo. Stevie Hale was part of the convo too. We definitely aware of we definitely spoke about the accomplice, everyone getting accomplice. So in the moment we decided against it.
Okay. All right. I appreciate the info, Ventura.
All right, no problem.
All right. Bye bye.
Sorry, bye.
Jesus Christ. Actually, insane. I've got to go in like 20 minutes. Daisy is around. I don't really want to get into a big conversation that I'm not going to be able to get out of. I'm just going to make a report and I'm going to get into it tomorrow, I think. What's the report for this one? Double homicide. 9026. Mouse around like a PD. Yeah. No, she must be out and about. She's have. Is she getting? Is she on a fucking spa day? Is she 311? What she's doing over there? What is she doing? She didn't 311 what she's doing. Is she okay? Now the question is, does the chief follow SOPs and have a dash cam? Maybe? But I'm not seeing it. I don't know if she does. Unless she's not driving her own car. That's a cool sign. 205? Yeah, I didn't see a 205 on this list. Tut tut tut. I don't even see a 205 on the list, Chief. Shaking my head. Moss has years of experience in PD. I think Moss was like a cadet for a month or something. Right? Oh, like out of city. Yeah, but if she had years of experience out of city, why was she brought in as a cadet? Wouldn't she just be brought in as an officer? Like transferred in like other people? Sure, dispatcher around. I'm probably going 42, but I just want to make sure Moss is alright. No, he just went.
Howdy, Dark.
Hey, Frodo, did the chief like 3-1 that she was meeting anybody or anything like that?
I didn't hear nothing about that. I've been on channel 11 for assistant TRT for a little bit. Why? Is something wrong?
No. She's just on like near Chumash on the beach, and
I think she might have a dash cam in her car. Let me check.
well, I don't think she does, but I don't want to reveal that I've been checking.
Do you happen to know what vehicle she would have taken?
I have no idea. I'm just looking on the GPS.
Oh god, there you are.
God, there's like 100 dash cams now. It's hard to find anything. Her call sign is 205, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she don't have a dash cam with her call sign. I'm gonna check all active call signs or all active dash cams, see if any of them are on. Chumash, I'll let you know, all right?
I'm just, it's just out on the beach, and she hadn't called it in, I'm just making
Yeah,
sure
it
the
is.
chief's all right.
Yeah, definitely. While I have you, know if there's any way to clear inactive dash cams, or you just gotta remove them from the vehicle?
Nope. You just have to remove them from vehicles, I'm afraid.
All right. So I feel awkward asking the cops to do that, considering how hard it's been to get them to put dash cams in to begin with.
Yep.
I'm like mostly through the list. Nothing so far.
Maybe it might be worth just doing a welfare check or something,
Yeah.
You can just do it by 311 if the radio is busy. Wanna
Oh,
make
I
sure
think
she's
I
not.
might. Oh, this Chumash. That's off Pacific, right?
Yeah, she's up off Great Ocean Highway. Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at my GPS and I see an officer out on GOH. You know. I'm like, oh, I don't normally see anybody out there on their own, especially not the chief.
Yeah. No.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Good. Thanks for checking. I've been busy with TRT stuff.
All right. No, it's okay. I appreciate you, Frodo.
Of course. Oh, nice to hear from you.
You too. Take it easy, mate. Bye
You
bye.
too. Bye bye.
That was terrifying.
What's up?
I was looking through the evidence for the officer involved death, and
Yeah.
I went in and I did the virtual reality mode thing to look through it, and so I could identify which projectiles actually killed the officer. Identified two that are potentially the actual murder weapons. But then when I came to, I was in the bar,
You were
smack
where?
dab in the middle of it. I guess I sleepwalked all the way to
In the
into the middle of the
barrio?
Mario. Yeah, I had to
Great.
run from.
Why did you call me?
I was afraid for my life. I ran. I just
Oh
ran.
my god.
But I'm here. I made it.
Okay, so I spoke to Ventura. Apparently, they decided, Ventura and the chief and some others decided that they would rather just not push accomplice on everybody and would just focus on the projectiles that were found where she was shot. So they'd focus on the murderer, and not everybody else, I guess, is what they were saying. And they didn't want to blanket everybody with the accomplice charge. But
Yeah,
that's
I
what.
mean that kind of makes sense. I see the murder of a government employee on Klas Nowak, and he had one of the guns that was on her body,
Right.
or the projectiles that was on her body. I didn't notice the murder of a government employee there before.
No. Yeah. He's well, yeah. So they found like who did the murder, so that's great. But the whole point of an accomplice is that they were present at the
Right.
scene of a crime, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know whether
Well, that
like beating around the bush and like trying to say that all these people weren't present at the murder when they were. Like they were all involved in the same
yes.
scene where they shot
Yeah.
at police officers and one of those police officers died. I don't know. I don't know why they. I don't get it. They're saying Ventura's. We were saying because there was like 15 Vargos and 20 cops, and I don't know. His reasoning wasn't given very. I guess between him and Moss, they didn't feel like they could hold up accomplice in court for that many people.
Who
Or
knows?
some.
I mean, Dark. I mean this with all respect to everyone involved, but we're dealing with two departments which are completely filled with people who don't have a significant amount of police experience in this state. You know what I mean? Like you and I, we've been around the block a lot. We've written and done all kinds of reports and charges on people, thousands of them. And especially with a completely new government system, me and you can navigate this stuff, even though it's brand new legislations and everything. Like the whole Constitution's less than 2 months old, 3 months old, whatever. Me and you can articulate and understand that. Read what the new stuff is and articulate it. A lot of these guys don't have the experience to articulate freshly new stuff. They wait to be told. You know what I mean? They're waiting for other people to figure out how to articulate it and then being told.
Okay, I completely agree.
Hardly anyone in this police department can articulate probable cause. And I'm not saying they can't tell you what's probable cause and they can't rattle off something. They struggle to articulate their probable cause most of the time. And most of them, and I guarantee you, 99% of our police officers in this force think that articulating probable cause is articulating beyond a reasonable doubt. And that you will blow some of their minds when you're trying to explain, like, no, I have PC for this. And they're like, but you can't prove it. I was like, no, that's beyond a reasonable doubt. I have probable cause. There's a difference. Most of them think you must prove it. Like, you can't push PC unless you can prove it 100% in court. And like, that's not how probable cause works. Probable cause is just slightly better than a coin flip. More probable than not. 51% chance or better.
But my thinking is, like, what do we do here now? Like, to me, like, this is another one of these cases that they're fumbling, right?
Yeah. Another police officer death that just goes
that gets
unanswered.
fumbled.
Oh, man.
So what do we do? Because, like, I disagree with how this has been handled. This was done by the chief, by the way. The chief was involved in the discussion.
I'm not surprised.
So what do we do here? Do we go in and, like, say, you know, you fucked up? This shouldn't have been done like this. Like, you can't be, like, you need to charge everybody with accomplice in situations like this. Like, what do we do here? What's the course of action?
That's the tough act, or the tough ask, because
exactly.
we know morally what should be done based on our experience. But when it comes down to it, to the bare bones of what it is you're saying or what it is you're meaning, is it's really going to come down to politics.
Yeah.
And what we seem as our personal take on the politics of the matter is that everyone should get their just due on what happened. Accomplices, accessories, direct involvements, everyone should get justice for this. But the chief of police sets the tone for the politics of this city. And I mean, it comes down, I don't want to use officer discretion on that term, but it really comes down to the chief's discretion. How do they want to handle this? Because they're setting the tone for the politics of the department in the way it regards to the rest of the city. And that's the position the chief is in. If she made the call and that's how she wants to handle it, that's the standard she wants to set. That's how you have to that's how you have to take that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how that works, unfortunately. And we may disagree with it, but I mean, they've already said it. Now, if we want to change that, then there's a discussion to be made about what do you think the standard should be? But what can we do about this one? Probably nothing, because she already set the standard with it. And it's, do you want to stick to that standard for the future? Is that how you want to handle this? Is when an officer is killed in the line of duty, do you only want to charge the direct actor, or do you want to go after the accomplices as well?
It's just disappointing, to be honest.
Oh, extremely. Very, very disappointing. How many officers, how many people, citizens in general, not just peace officers, have died over the last year and and their killers have gone free? We literally have people who have been murdered and the murderer posting pictures of themselves online on Twista. I killed this bitch, yo, and then bragging to everyone I did it, literally posing over the body, and no charges were ever filed. People can literally openly confess and post evidentiary pictures of murders and not get charged. Life, unfortunately, doesn't have the same standard in this town anymore. You are more likely to find justice if you are injured but not dead. And it's kind of like the legislation has set the standard that once you're dead, you don't matter anymore. And unfortunately, people, that's kind of the culture of this state now, is once you're dead, you don't matter. And
Yep.
our police force has backed that culture.
it's like just
And
thinking back.
unfortunately, that's
Did you ever go to John Doe's funeral?
no, because they held it during. Wait, did they even hold a funeral for John Doe? I
Yeah.
never worked with the guy, so I think he was on a different shift from me.
I mean, everything. John Doe died on, I think it was a 90 with Hydra, and he got shot
Mhm.
down in the shootout. The police did everything. I was on the scene. We did everything we could to prosecute those fuckers.
Mm-hmm.
It went to trial. And the only people that let us down that day was the DOJ. Because
But at least you tried.
at least we tried, right? And the support he had at that funeral, I will never forget, because there was so many officers there. There were so many people there. And to look at the difference between back then, the support that was in the courthouse, on the scene, at the funeral, to the support that officers that die in the line of duty now, is just sad. I think it's just sad that.
Yeah, has there ever been a funeral held for any officers killed in line of duty
Nope.
since the Reconstruction? And
Nope.
we've had what now?
3?
2 former, 3 officers who are active duty, and 2 former police officers. 3 former police officers who served before the collapse. I mean, to be honest, I would show just the same respect for those 3 fallen officers who died, who were former police officers. You know.
Yeah, it's
But there's
I
no
don't know.
respect given to the dead here.
Something's got to change, man. And I'll be honest, if Moss don't want to do it, I think we might have to start getting. I think we might have to start getting a little bit political. I'll be honest.
Yeah, probably.
Because the PD deserves. I mean, it just deserves. I think they all know it, but I think they need someone to say it. And I think they might all be too scared to say it.
You guys suck.
Not even that, but it's look at what happens when one of you dies, because leadership doesn't care. They don't care. They don't care about charges. They care about, are these charges actually going to stick in court or not? They don't care about throwing you a funeral. They don't care. They just care about if they're going to be covered in court or not. That's all they care about.
100%. That's literally the common culture I see in this police department is they refuse. They don't want to lose a charge, so they will not ever press a charge unless they can 100%, without a doubt, prove something. That's what I was saying. Like, none of them can articulate probable cause. None of them want to push probable cause. None of them understand what probable cause is at its core.
And they've all been processed. There was no holds for any of these guys apart from the one with the murder charge. They could have sent them all on a hold for 24 hours, extended that to 72 with judge approval, and spent all the time in the bloody world going through that VR and figuring out whatever the fuck they wanted and doing search warrants, anything for these guys. But instead they were like, no, let's just send them up. Waste no time. Absolutely insane. God.
They really see everything as I don't want to make this analogy, but this is what I see as the most common theme of the way that their mentality is. Session shooters is, it's like it's like those video games where you queue up and you get into a session and you play your rounds. Like, it's okay, well, it's me versus these. It's me and my 4 friends versus 5 other guys. We're in this session. We shoot each other. Game. We eventually win. Game over. That's done. You go back into queue and you roll up against 5 other random people. and then your memory of that last session game time completely gone. That it's done, no longer be touched. And it's like the police department sees every single call as a single session, and once they go back to the police department, they go back 10-8, it's done. Oh, clean their hands of it. Never going to touch it again.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do any work beyond each particular session. They want to close out that session and be done with it and forget about it, and like it never happened, and it's gone. But that's the culture that they have fostered in this police department. I mean, talking to people, interacting with people, that's the culture of the entire police department. Not like a certain clique or anything like that. It's the entire PD has that culture built up. And it's kind of depressing.
Yeah, it sure is. And I think the only time it's going to change is if it happens to someone at the top.
It's not. I don't think it's going to change then. I'll be honest. I'll be straight up honest with you. They're going to treat it just the same. Some people will. Right. Yeah, some people will say they will. Man, I'll step up and I'll handle this. But it'll be just like 3 of the other deaths we've seen, where they don't know what to do because there are so many other things that take priority for them, because that session's over. That's now secondary. It's now tertiary in their mind. And you're going to get 21 days out and they realize, oh, fuck, we haven't actually really done anything. I guess I could try to write a subpoena. It takes 4 days for that subpoena to get signed and approved, and they get it finally delivered the 5th day, and they only have 2 days to press any charges, and then it runs out of statute.
Yep.
And they're like, well, I tried. No, you didn't try. You fucking floundered that shit. But they think writing up a single subpoena and things like that over a course of 30 days is trying their best. It's absolute garbage. But me and you also come from a time where we've dealt with longer investigations and things like that. We're used to this kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. We'll see. Maybe we can make a difference, Craig. Maybe. But not tonight. I need to go lay my head down and think about all this. You take it easy, pal, all right? Don't get trapped in the barrio again.
I'll try not to. Hey, before you go to bed, can I get your opinion on something?
Yeah, what's up?
So I've had a lot of spare time in here, and I've been trying to get into... Are you familiar with, like, cosplay and stuff? So I've been trying my hand at, like, crafting and trying to make a cosplay outfit, and I want to know what you think.
Sure, Craig. Let me, give me a 12.
All right, I'm cosplaying as BCSO. Look, I even put some tape on the back, and I got police on the back of this. It's my vest and everything.
It's perfect. Then. It's perfect, Craig.
It's coming together.
It's amazing. You really. I think the shoes need a bit of work, but other than that, you're really nearly there.
Yeah, I got to find the right shoes for this. I just had my own shoes, but we're getting there. I think I'm putting it together to make it look right.
Yeah. Wow. Impressive, Craig.
I was really proud of getting the tape on the back to show.
You're ready for CopCon 2024, man.
I think so too. That's what I'm waiting for.
Okay. Well, quick, Craig. You take it easy, buddy. Okay.
Thanks, Dark.
God damn it. All right, guys. I will see you all tomorrow. I'm not gonna be here in the morning, but I will be live a little bit later, and then probably some GTA into some D&D with Ziggy and the crew. And yeah, after that, we'll do some more GTA, and I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.